Hello, testing 1, 2, 3. I assume everything is looking good. Ba-da-bum. I don't really have much to talk about here. I might as well just start reading.
You guys want?
Oh, Moon's playing something pretty interesting. But wait to see what this is about. Looks fun. むしろ元の国に来た。むしろ元国に行っても大丈夫だったのに。まだ闇に上がるなんだから、あまり長居するつもりはない。そうか。それを世話代として取っておいてくれ。え、お金なんていらないよ。そのために誘拐したわけじゃないし、そのために解放、解放、解放したわけじゃないし、食べた分とか金がかかってるだろ。でも、受け取ってくれ。じゃあ、寄付としていただいておくね。寄付？そう、教会に対する寄付金、寄付金、寄付金。誰からあなたに言う通り何をするにしてお金がかかるもんね。何をするにしてもお金がかかるもんね。寄付か。分かった、それでいい。ありがとう。あなたに神よ祝福がありますように。では、俺は行く。俺は行く。I know I gotta know my volumes, right? Hello, testing 1, 2, 3. I assume everything is looking good. It doesn't sound too bad because I lowered the range of my high pass filter so my voice would be a little bit more warm. It doesn't seem too bad because I had a pretty aggressive high pass filter because of how close I speak to the mic, but it doesn't seem too bad nowadays. Oh, also because I also have mono audio on right now. What? Oh, testing 1, 2, 3. I assume. Okay, that sounds fine. I thought my high pass filter was. I thought today was Friday for some reason. あなたの髪の祝福がありますよ。では、俺は行く。ねえ、また近くに来たら私のところを立ち寄って。だってあなたの話を全然聞かなかったし、もう少し話してみたいなって。俺はここに行ったら迷惑だろ。どうしてそのことないけど、他の人と外見が違うのは気にしてるのかな。そんな気にすることないとけ思うんだけどな。外見だけの話ではない。俺は本気迷惑ではないと言ってるのか。他のい他の人と外見が違うのを気にしてるのかな。そんな気にすることはないと思うんだけどな。Not because I look different because I'm a murderer is what he's trying to say. うん、もちろんだよ。そうか、気が向いたらそうする。わかった、楽しみにしてるね。ああ。わかった言っても、俺はその女の関わっていい人間ではないのだと、殺人、人殺しが人殺し神の領域に出入りするなんで、など、筋肉もいいところだろう。人殺し神の領域に出入りするなど、筋肉もいいところだろう。俺は神に信じていないが、それでも冒涜であると思う。指導長に渡した金だって、ま、まっとうな手段で手に入れたものではない。指導長が渡した金だって、まっとうな手段で手に入れたものではない。略奪、略奪で得たものだ。それを神に手に入れる女へと渡してるのだ。しかし俺はそのことに最悪感を抱いていなかった。問われた、問われた汚れた金を渡しているという自覚こそあったが、その金をそいつが笑ってくれれば、汚れた金を渡しているという自覚こそあったが、渡す金を渡してそいつが笑ってくれれば、それはよかったんだよ。俺には、ね。俺にはな。指導長が笑顔を見ると俺の心を穏やかになっていくのだ。まるであの時の同じだった。バスタで出会った少女の澄み切った声に聞いた時と同じで、少女の笑顔が俺の欲望を迎える鎖だ。鎖だった。鎖やろ。俺は殺しの欲望に取りつかれていて、 一度にいたぶっている瞬間が一番幸せならと、人をいたぶっている瞬間が一番幸せならと、それが一番欲しいのだと、そう思っていた。夜と人を殺して服に得る反面、奴に浸る反面で、oh, I might need a little nappy wappy every time I start reading. Back at it again. Back at it again. Back at it again. Well, I ended up sleeping for God knows how long. Assume everything is looking good. How long did I take a nap for? Holy shit, knows how long. Let's go. 30 minutes. It looks like I took a nap for 35 minutes, roughly. Uh, ジョナシだとそうと思っていたけど人殺しにやつに至る反面で穏やかな世界にも行きたかったのだ。俺はそいつの過ごした平穏な時間が欲しかった。それが俺にはほどほどほどほど遠いほど遠いほど遠い世界で描描たいものだと分かっていた。描たいものだ。描たいものだと分かっていた。やると憧れてしまったんだ。最初は数ヶ月に一度少し顔を出す程度だった。しかしその感覚が徐々に短くなり、短くなり、半月に一度になり、そして週に一度になった。そして週に一度になった。顔を合わせる時間も伸びていた。指導者はいつも笑顔で俺を迎えてくれた。その度に俺は乾きは別の方面で潤されていた。潤されていた。
潤す。
潤されていた。青回数重ねるたびに俺は彼女の前で普通の男であろうと思うようになった。いや、普通の男に演じようと思ったというのが正しいか。普通の男を演じていれば、俺は彼女のそれにいるものおかしくないと思ったのだ。平穏な世界に少しでもふさわしい姿でいたかったのだろう。I like this way more. Like this is just like this leaves so much to the imagination. あ、でかいおじさん、マリア。でかいおじさん来たよ。おじさん、おじちゃん、いらっしゃい。今週な来てくれないのかと思っちゃった。土産を何するか迷ってしまったね。 いつもありがとう。いつもありがとう。でも、来てくれるだけで本当いいんだよ。そういうわけに、そういうわけにもいかないよ。今日は子供のいくつか持ってきたから、君のところ、君のところで扱っている子供、子供らに分かってやってくる。Oh, I'm having such a hard time focusing.
ディスコード。
I said that later. Oh, I can't. Ah, it's so hard to focus. Fuck. 本当にありがとう。いや、いいんだ。で、自分の名前を何するかもう決まった？いや、まだ決まっていない。そっか、名前が決まらないと呼びにくいね。さあ、いいんじゃないか。だからおじちゃんにって、もしかして気にしてる？少しね。またそんな年ではないよ。子供たちや、子供たちにとってみたら、大人でみんなおじちゃん、おばちゃんになっちゃうんだよ。でも、できたらお姉ちゃんとかお兄ちゃんの方がいいよね。そうだな。まあ、でも、怯えられないのは助かる。君のところの子供は同郷であるな。みんな普通の子だよ。あなたの元から怯えられるような人じゃないけど、人じゃないだけ。あと元から怯える。広島にいるから、無害だと思われているんだよ。無害。君のそばにいるから、無害だと思われているんだよ。何その言い方。自分の有害みたいじゃない。事実そうだからな。大丈夫。あなたは私の違いは人種だけ。人種だけ。他何にも変わらないよ。そうか。でも、そんなに気にするってことは、人種の違いで大変な目にあったんだよね。I need Alright, let me continue watching Rose.
You
Because
know
I
that
feel
their
like
lives
it's...
will, like their souls will be reborn in another life.
I just need something.
With that said, I'm ready to.
I don't know why I'm so
You have my full
incapable of
attention.
focus right now.
Immediately read. As you know, I am not from this land. The issue is, I don't know any more about where I came from than you. I remember the Silk Road stretching out before me as far as the eye can see. Clouds of dust wisping across the bare dirt trail. That endless expanse of red earth remains branded into the very fabric of my mind. But beyond that, most of my memories are gone. I can only clearly remember the last 5 years or so of my life. In my oldest real memory, I was a slave. I didn't work on some nobleman's estate, but instead I did physical labor, construction work. I built roads and buildings, tore down hills and mountains. That's where it was decided someone built like I am would be the most use, I suppose. And while I doubt I need to tell you this, living conditions were miserable. Other slaves withered away and died on a daily basis. Working a noble's estate would have been easier without a doubt, if only for the fact I would have a specific master. I don't remember anything about my life before becoming a slave. All I have are the few images from which I can guess I was a part of a caravan, or perhaps a messenger. I vaguely remember being waylaid. We were vastly outnumbered, massacred, with little resistance. Or at least, I assume that's what happened. When I next woke up, I'd been stripped bare and was surrounded by men I didn't recognize. Was that the man? Oh, because he said that he was captured and stuff? And then Morgana was talking about a man that just went insane and slaughtered everybody and left her behind. And was going to kill her. And did he have a sword? Oh, shit. So, like, Morgana, did she have these connections with these people before she realized it? And then she also said about how there were slaves at the mansion, so she could have encountered him there. That would be wild, because I don't know, like, I don't know if it was implied that that man that killed everybody when Morgana was, like, captured was him. The words they spoke were gibberish to my ears, but I could tell from their tone of voice and expressions that the things they were saying were not friendly. They seemed to be mocking me, laughing at me. As you might expect, I attempted to protest, but evidently, I'd been beaten quite badly while I was unconscious. My joints were stiff and swollen, on top of my dehydration, so I could barely move, let alone put up a fight. As strong as I might have been at full health, I was in no condition to do anything then. You have no idea what that's like, how it feels to be abused and humiliated, desperate for food and water. This is once again like Mel and the swordsmen are all saying, like, you wouldn't understand what it feels like, and they don't, like Michelle knows very well. Oh, I see. So, as I was saying, I was a slave for one grueling, torturous year. No one treated me like a human being. There was no one from the same part of the world as me. And there was no one to come to my aid. Over time, I came to learn their language. Though I can only speak it, I don't know how to read or write. But to be honest, I think I was happier not understanding what people were saying about me. They had many words to describe me, none of them flattering. Some of them would even call me a beast. And the longer I was treated as something less than human, the more I began to question whether I really was one. The darkness grew inside me with each repeated insult. I wanted to make them pay for the daily abuse. And who wouldn't? The desire to exact vengeance when you've been mistreated is only natural. It's perfectly reasonable. But they were right about what I was deep down, a beast. And my revenge went far beyond what could be considered reasonable. 4 years ago, I was sitting in a carriage as it rattled along a dirt road. This might be it. This might be that moment. This was not the kind of carriage you rode around town in, but a filthy slave transport. It was packed front to back with slaves. Or soon-to-be slaves, I suppose I should say. So this is probably how he knew about Morgana. There were men, young women, and even children. Everyone wore a look of hopelessness on their faces, and no one had the strength left to resist. They looked like me a year earlier, deprived of food and water and beaten to submission. The slave traders' guards were armed, of course, swords hanging from their hips, ready to cut down anyone who showed any signs of resistance. So they sat there, lamenting their fate. Sitting beside me, yep, was a young girl, crying in silence. I don't even know if, did I make that connection back then? That could have been the swordsman? And if I didn't, I don't know how I didn't think about that. Glancing over at her, I caught a glimpse of her face. Large chunks of skin seemed to have fallen off it. It was, suffice to say, an unusual sight. But beyond that, I didn't think much of it. I didn't find it disturbing or unpleasant. Perhaps because I had a similarly unusual appearance. What caught my attention, though, was the way she was crying. I'm not sure how to describe it, but it seemed different somehow from everyone else crying in the carriage. It was almost like her tears were not for herself. Why are you crying? I questioned. The girl turned her head up to look at me. Surprise crossed her face for a few brief seconds, but that was her only reaction to my appearance. I assumed her thought process was roughly the same as mine, so she felt no need to fear me. After a moment's hesitation, she said, "I'm sad because I didn't get a chance to show my gratitude to people very dear to me." Her response perplexed me to no end. Why was she concerned about showing gratitude? Why was she not despairing of her own circumstances? Why was that the emotion that gripped her in that moment, not hatred for the slave trader or sorrow for herself? To this day, I still don't understand. But that wasn't the only thing I found curious. Her voice, despite being soft, cut through the crying and wailing of the other slaves. I pictured it like a single patch of clear water in the middle of a swamp, untainted by its surroundings, gently undulating. One sentence was all she said, but there was something unbelievably calming about the sound of it. For a moment I was filled with a sense of tranquility, and though you may not believe it, I wanted to get her out of that filthy carriage, to undo the shackles threatening to taint her. And so I took action, driven by that desire.
Wait, he said that? I didn't know he said I wanted to free her. Wow, that's crazy. I may have just missed it when I read through it in Japanese. Because that just changes it so much more. Damn.
This is no lie, I promise. So he had... Man, how far he came around from wanting to save her to lopping off her arm not long after. No, no, don't kill me. Please, you can have all my money. You can go free if that's what you want. I'll apologize. Anything. Haha. What? Why are you laughing? Please spare me. Hehehe. Ha ha ha. I have a wife and children, please. Ha 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 ha. I'm begging you. And why should I care? Holding a sword in my hand felt amazingly
Wait,
light.
that's the sound of Warcraft
Whatever work
3.
I once did must have required me to use a blade. Even with the shackle still around my wrists, I had little trouble slaughtering the slave traders and their guards. They let their guard
The
down because
Warcraft
we were
3 sound.
restrained. The thought of anyone resisting never once crossed
Crazy.
their minds. Dead bodies sprawled out around me. And then he just killed everybody else. Like, what was that about? What was his reasoning? Corpses I had made, lives I had snuffed out. Look at this. See? No one can defeat me. Ha ha. They stood no chance against my strength. Ha ha ha. Okay, and then laughing. More. I need more. I need more. I guess this was just the beast mode coming out. I don't have the words to describe the high it gave me killing those men, the power I felt over them. I was driven mad by the stench of blood filling the air. No, it just drew out what was always there. If I weren't already deranged, the corpses would have had nothing to stimulate in the first place. After taking the keys off one of the slave drivers, I returned to the carriage, doing my best to act calm and suppress the bubbling exhilaration. Hey, you, unlock my shackles for me. I would do it myself if I could. You, say something, would you? Haha. But she said nothing, simply removing my shackles as commanded. If she had said even one word, let me hear that curiously calming voice of hers. So he always needs a tether. He's always just searching for a tether, whether it was her or Pauline. He just needs a woman, apparently, to, like, calm the beast. Then, in all likelihood, I probably would have stopped there. But she remained perfectly silent. Everyone was in shock at what they just witnessed, her included. In time, though, the slaves started cheering. The same people who had been wailing minutes earlier were now shouting praises. Our savior! You are our savior! We're free to go home. We can have our lives back. Undo our shackles, please. I am a beast. What? I'm not a savior. I'm not a man. I'm a beast. I must have known at this point, if he had actually said these words from, like, what Morgana was on the story. It was so long ago, guys, I apologize, but I must have had this moment where I'm like, okay, that's the swordsman, it has to be. Isn't that right? I'm a beast, aren't I? What are you... more? I need more. I thirst for more. What? Why are you pointing your... I need more. In that moment, the last of my reason dissolved. I went into a frenzy, slaughtering the helpless slaves I had never intended to kill. I was euphoric. I couldn't get enough. I reveled in it. Never before had I felt such utter ecstasy. Their cries for mercy as I ripped through them were delicious. The look of fear in their eyes, the way their faces twisted, the splatters of blood around their mouths open in screams, the despair that filled them. I didn't care anymore that they were just as much victims as me, that they'd suffered the same abuse and humiliation. All that was buried beneath the waves of bliss that ravished me. Everyone who asked to be spared, I skewered. I worked my way around the inside of the carriage, killing dozens upon dozens of slaves. Heads went rolling off shoulders, hot geysers of blood spewing from open necks. I was practically wading through blood by that point. Some bodies I completely dismembered. Others I disemboweled, leaving their entrails to hang out of their open guts. All of them had looks of agony frozen into their faces as death took them. I don't know if I was unconsciously avoiding her, or if it was just a coincidence, but the girl was the only one left alive. She, of course, hadn't been spared the mess, so she sat there drenched in sticky red gore. Her lips appeared to be trembling, though I couldn't tell for sure with so much of her skin missing. The fire inside me still burned white hot. She was the reason I'd done any of this in the first place. I had stood up because I wanted to set her free, but my original intentions were long since gone from my mind. And then I guess she spoke, and that calmed him down again, and he let her go. Raw pleasure overwhelmed any sense of reason. I approached the girl, pointing the sword at her neck. I expected her to scream, to beg for her life like the others, but she did nothing, simply stared up at me. Why didn't you run? At my question, the girl finally spoke. Why did you kill them? The sound of her voice quelled the furor within me. It baffled me. I had no control over it, yet the strange girl could pacify me with a single utterance. So that's the thing about how, like, the white-haired girl was actually Morgana and not Michelle, because that's exactly what the, oh wow, when you think about it, yeah, Morgana, like, was the person that Mel fell in love with, and the white-haired girl was also the one that pacified the swordsman, so I wonder what Morgana's, what does that mean for the Lord, then? That should be interesting. The Lord is the most mysterious one yet. The word she used didn't matter. It was her
Yeah,
words.
that's interesting. I wonder if during the time in the during where she was in the prostitution place, she actually fell in love with the Lord. Because that's the only reason that it would make sense. Cause I don't think she interacted with anybody anywhere else. No, she did interact with the Lord when she was enslaved originally. Damn. Hmm.
She could have called me a monster, and it would have had the same effect, because I felt like it. I couldn't explain my reason for murdering the slaves. I didn't have the words to express the things that drove me. All I could tell her was that I did it because I felt like it. Why haven't you killed me yet? I couldn't find a sure answer for that question in my somewhat rattled mind either. In retrospect, I realize now her voice was my first tether. But at the same time, I had no idea why I didn't take her life in my frenzy. I had killed other children, other women, young, old, sad, miserable. It didn't matter. Nothing had so much as prickled my conscience. I don't know, I said, and then I stepped off the carriage and walked away, left with questions I couldn't answer. Was I really a beast? Was unleashing my innate savagery and reveling in the massacre of helpless people really all I wanted? I didn't know. After escaping from the slave traders, I became something of a bandit. I had no hope of anyone taking me in. Not only was I a murderer, I was a foreigner, nor did I have any chance of finding decent work. So I lived by the sword, killing and plundering. The money, I honestly didn't give a damn about. I had no desire to be wealthy. It was simply a matter of survival. That and quenching my thirst. I went on for about 3 years like that. Until finally encountering something I couldn't defeat with my sword. No amount of muscle was enough to protect myself from disease. Oh, and this is probably when he encountered Pauline and she saved him. And then, or got Morgana's blood, I'm sure, right? One day I woke up with the chills, my vision blurry, barely able to move my own limbs. I set off for a nearby village hoping to see a doctor, but my body didn't last that long. Oh, or maybe he encountered Morgana himself? When she was in that cottage? I'm sure she would have recognized him, especially considering he's like a foreigner. I collapsed on the side of the road, drained of my last strength. It was a moderately busy road at that, so I assumed I'd made it close to the city. Dozens of people passed by, silently pretending not to see anything. I didn't look like someone a respectable person would want to involve themselves with in normal circumstances, so it was no surprise they weren't interested in the sick, filthy foreign man. Hell, I couldn't remember the last time I had bathed. It was hard to look at me, let alone get anywhere near me. This is where I'm going to die, I thought. It seemed like a suitable end to a mad, murderous monster's life, withering away on the side of the road beneath sneering passers-by. The fact I was still alive at all after 3 years of leeching off other people's lives was itself wrong. I didn't lament my impending demise. I accepted that such was the way of the world. But then... Oh, it is! I glanced up to see a woman in a nun's habit looking down on me. Are you alright? Are you sick? I'm going to check your temperature, okay? Wow, you're burning up. You shouldn't be out here in this condition. Do you not have anywhere to go? Don't worry, I've got you covered. There's a church not far from here. Hang in just a little longer and you'll be fine. And what is your god going to do for me? He helps people in need? Haha. It's not very big, but we've got room for people who need it. You can rest up in one of the open beds, and I should be able to get you a little something to eat. I promise it will be better than staying out here at any rate. Can you stand? Not a problem. We can do this together. Put your arm around my shoulders. The church isn't that far. We can do it. You are going to carry me? Yep. It'll be fine. We'll make it, one way or the other. Almost. We're almost there. Just a little longer. I'm heavy, aren't I? Very, very heavy. But that's not a problem. I can do anything if I put my mind to it. Just throw me into a ditch. Now, God doesn't like his children talking like that. Almost there. We're almost there. So, how are you feeling? Better, I hope. I've left some applesauce on the bedstand if you're feeling up to eating anything. And you're welcome to stay here as long as you need to. Why did you help me? Because that's what people do. They help each other. That's not what most people do. I like to think it is. You church people are exceptions. I'm not sure I agree with that. This woman is only showing me compassion because she doesn't know what I am. She wouldn't be so friendly if she knew I was a madman and a murderer. If there's anything else you want, let me know. I can't make you any fancy dinners, but if it's anything I can get, I will. Could you tell me your name? I'm Marie. Marie. After, who was it? The Virgin? You're not familiar with the Virgin Mary? Just look at me. I'm clearly not from these parts. Ah, yeah, I can see that. So that would make you a traveler, huh? You speak the language really well, though. I take it you've been here a while, then. Yes, I have. How exciting. So when you're feeling better, maybe you could tell me about the country you came from. I've never been far from home, so I'm curious what it's like elsewhere. There's nothing I could tell you. It can be anything. Tell me about yourself if you want. I'm even less inclined to do that. Get better soon, okay? I'm looking forward to hearing all about it. I'm not sure there's anyone out there more deserving of the Virgin Mary's name. What was that? Your name. It suits you. Oh, no, not at all. I'm incredibly flattered to hear you say that, but I hardly live up to the name. What's your name, by the way? I have no name. You don't? If you want something to call me by, you can choose a name for me. Anything you want. I'm nameless. You give me a name. I think you should be the one to choose your name. I'd be more than happy to help, though. But you should go with the name you think is best. I see. Well, she can't be any worse at coming up with a name than Michelle was when coming up with names for the cat. Well, I should get going. I'll be around, so if you need anything, just holler. Bye, then. How am I supposed to choose a name for myself when I don't know anything about me? I recovered quickly with a proper bed and a roof over my head. Out on the road, I'd been certain I stood no chance, but I was back on my feet after only 3 days at the church. My body was more resilient than even I knew, and now that I was back in health, I had no intentions of sticking around. Thank you for everything. I would be dead if it weren't for you. No thanks necessary. I'm just glad to see you're feeling better. There's no need to be in such a rush to leave, you know, and this is why he wanted to help the church. He wanted to help Pauline, but he's not in love with Pauline. Stay a bit longer, make sure everything's alright. I'm not going to stay any longer than necessary. If you're sure, take this as payment for the food and lodgings. I can't accept that. No, we don't charge for charity. Charity is not free. You paid for it. Let me pay you back. So this was his way of being like, okay, if she won't accept money, then I'll help her in other ways. I can't. Please, take the money. If you insist, I can accept it as a tip. A tip? Think of it like a donation to the church. Like you said, the work we do isn't free. All right then, a tip it is. Thank you, and may God bless you for your generosity.
God.
So long.
New UMA event takes so much fucking clicking. Oh well. Alright, I'm good now. I think I should be able to read again.でもそんな気にするということは人種で力で大変な目にあったんだよね。私にも苦しみの理解できたらよかったのに。理解などしなくてもいいんだろう。でもそしたらあなたの血がつけたのかなって。せめて半分でもあなたの同じ血が流れていたからよかったなって。俺に血がついてもいいことなど何もないと思うよ。そうかな、結構悪いと思うな。きっと素敵な村上になるだろうし。素敵な黒髪になるだろうし。もし生まれ変わりがあったら、次のあなた近づいているといいな。どうして俺にそんな近づけたか、俺にそんな近づきたがるんだ。それは、なんとなくかな。そうか。うん。俺は気づき始めていた。彼女の方が俺が向けている感情に、もちろん最初は思い上がるとだと思ったし、アイデアズがないと思っていた。しかし彼女が俺に向ける視線はそうだとしか説明がつけないのだ。彼女は俺に向ける視線はそうだとしか説明がつかないのだ。その時俺も彼女のことは好きなのだと思っていた。もしも我々が彼女と結ばれることがあるのならば、その時こそ俺は平穏が本当に訪れるのかもしれない。殺人師から足を洗って、そんな願望を完全に捨て去って、穏やかな世界に行くことができるのかもしれない。俺は見る世界が変わるのかもしれない。人並みに誰かを愛することができるのかもしれない。人並みに誰かを愛することができるのかもしれない。だから俺は行動を起こしたのだ。いや、起こしてしまったというべきか。だから行動を起こし どうしたのこんな言い訳に呼び出してしまった、呼び出してしまった、しまって、すまなかったね。出てくるの大変だっただろう。うん。それは、それももちろん、それで話して、伝え、伝えるだけ、飛びようだと思う。とは思う。やると、できれば、断ってほしい。伝える、伝えるだけ伝えようと、できれば断ってほしい。え俺はこの数ヶ月の指導者などあるべきなのか、多少が理解したし、俺はこの数ヶ月指導者はどうあるべきなのか、多少が理解だけど、それは差し置いて、もう、俺でも借り合わないのは分かっている。それは差し置いて、もう、俺は釣り合わないのは分かっている。だから、できれば断ってほしいと言ってほしいな。I'm having a hard time trying to get this. 俺は君が好きだよ。僕が指名見た時から、私、俺は君に近づいていい男ではなかった。近づいていい男ではなかった。私、俺、君に近づいていい男ではなかった。会うたびにどうしてももっと大人にいたいと思うようになってしまった。マリア、君が断ってくれるのなら俺はもう君に近づきはしない。私、マリアじゃん。マリアなんかじゃないよ。どういう意味だ？私、本当の名前はポーリンです。ポーリン。マリアというのは、前例ね、前例名、前例名。私が生まれた時には名付けられた名前じゃないの。私、私もあなたが好き。認めた時からそうだった。いけないことだと分かっているけど、私もあなたがそばにいたい。時間を許す限りそばにいてほしい。そうか、よかった。いてくれてありがとう。いや、こちらこそ、受けてくれてありがとう。うんふん、でも、なんかすごくドキドキしちゃった。こんな夜で呼び出されたから、もしかしてそうなのかなって。もう、心臓がさ壊れちゃいそうだったよ。心臓が壊れる。あなたそうだったでしょ？僕なんて男の人だってドキドキするのよ。ね。ああ、人の好きになるのってこんなに緊張するの、緊張するものだったなんて思えなかったな。あなたのことと思うと、頭の中がぐっぐっちゃになって、もう大変だったんだ。Is it the weekend? Thursday? No, it's Friday for the Zealand. Okay. Makes sense. I'll continue watching her.
Hey, if you're ever in the area, maybe you could stop by sometime. I never did get the chance to have that talk with you, and I was really looking forward to it too. I'll just cause you more trouble. What? No, you wouldn't. Makes you think that. Are you afraid you'll scare people off because you look different? I really don't think you need to be worried about that. It's not just my appearance. Do you mean it? That it won't be any trouble having me around? I absolutely mean it. Okay, I'll consider it. Wonderful. I can't wait to see you again. Yeah. Believe me, I knew I had no place involving myself with her. A killer making himself comfortable in the house of God? I don't even believe in their deity, and I still knew it was nothing if not extremely disrespectful. The money I had donated to her church wasn't even clean. It was stolen. I didn't feel the slightest bit guilty about it, though. I was more than conscious of what I was doing, but none of that mattered to me. She had smiled when she took it. That was enough. Seeing the nun smile put my heart at ease, much like the sound of the slave girl's voice had several years before. It restrained me, suppressed my urges. That smiling face was my new tether. I had always believed I was at my happiest when torturing people. My thirst for murder was ingrained in my soul. But as exhilarating as taking others' lives was, there was a part of me that yearned for peace, and that was his whole thing in his door about just wanting a peaceful life. I'd gotten a taste of that with her, and I wanted more. Even knowing I had no place in that world, that peace was something I would never attain. Still, I longed for it. It started with brief visits every few months. In time, though, their frequency began to increase. Soon, it was once a month, then twice, then once a week. The length of my visits gradually grew as well. Every time I showed up, the nun greeted me with a smile, quenching my thirst without the need for blood. The more we met, the more I endeavored to be a normal man around her, or to play the part of one. I thought if I acted like there was nothing wrong with me, then I wouldn't be out of place at her side. I wanted to feel like I belonged in that peaceful world where she lived. Ah, it's the giant man! Marie, the giant man's here! Giant? Ah, hello there. I was beginning to think you weren't coming this week. I was having trouble deciding on what to bring you. You're always welcome here.
That's an
you know.
interesting
You don't have to
translation
bribe yourself
choice.
in.
I think it was Oji-san. That's a giant. I wonder how you would translate that though. It's the giant uncle, I guess. I don't think it would be too bad of a translation.
But I appreciate it, thank you. I wouldn't feel right if I didn't bring something. I bought try that again. I bought a variety of fruits for you today so you can share them with the children. They'll be delighted. Thank you so much. It's nothing, really. So, have you decided on a name for yourself yet? Not yet, no. Nothing at all? It makes talking to you a little awkward not having anything to call you. In that case, the giant man is as good as anything. Haha, did he get under your skin? A little. I'm not that big, am I? We're all giants to little kids. I do wish they'd be a little less blunt about it sometimes, though. Indeed, that's kids for you, though. They'll tell you straight up. I suppose it's better than them being afraid of me. The children here have strong nerves. You're ordinary kids. You're just not a scary person.
I would say it's a
They
pretty
only
good
assume I'm harmless
translation.
because I'm with you.
It misses the original
What? You make
intent,
it sound
but
like
it
you
still
actually are
gets the
dangerous or
meaning
something.
across.
Because I am. Don't get worked up about it. The only thing different about us is our race. I mean other things as well. Everything else is exactly the same. I'm not so sure. You must have had some pretty awful experiences because of your appearance then, to make you so concerned about it. I wish I could say I understood your pain. That's not necessary. But if I could, then maybe I'd feel a little closer to you. If only I could be even half the same race as you. You have nothing to gain from being more like me. You don't think so? I think there's a lot that would be nice about it. I would probably have really pretty black hair at least. Oh shit, and she had black hair. She had, I'm trying to think if she looked much different, but she did have black hair. And did she look kind of like him a little bit? I don't know. She looked like a little bit different as well. She had maybe like a darker complexion. But she definitely had black hair, so that means that, I mean, we haven't seen what her hair looks like, so it's not black. So she did get reborn to look more like him. Why are you so obsessed with being like me? If she's down bad for you, my dude. I just am? Oh, yeah. That was
She's
about the time
down
I started
bad.
noticing the feeling she had for me. At first, I thought I was simply being egotistical. There was no way a woman like her would be interested in a man like me. But I couldn't think of any other explanation for the way she looked at me. Back then, I believed I loved her too, and that if we could be together as man and woman, that I would finally be able to attain the peace I so sought. That I could wash my hands of the killer within me, defeat the urges once and for all. That I could step out of the darkness I'd lived in for so long. That I would be able to see the light. That I would be able to experience love like any other ordinary man. So, in the name of that hope, I took action. That foolish, naive hope. What are we doing out here so late at night? I'm sorry for asking you to meet me on such short notice. I hope it wasn't too much trouble sneaking out. It certainly wasn't easy, so you had something to tell me? What I'm about to tell you, every last word is sincere, and then once you've heard me out, I want you to turn me down. What? Over these past few months, I've come to at least understand, somewhat, the responsibilities and restrictions placed on you as a nun. But even ignoring the obligations you have, I know good and well I'm not a suitable match for you. Which is why, as I said, I would like you to turn me down. I still want to hear it. I love you. So he said that his words were sincere. I think he believed it at the time. Now he's saying, like, he feels like now he doesn't actually love her. He just wants her to be his tether. I fell for you the moment I first saw you. I know I don't deserve to be anywhere near you, but every time we met, my desire to be with you grew stronger and stronger until it was out of my control. Turn me down, Marie, please, and I will stop trying to get close to you. I'm not Marie. You're not what? My real name is Pauline. Pauline? Marie is my baptismal name. It's not the name I was given at birth. I love you too. I fell for you the moment I first laid eyes on you. I know it's forbidden, but I want to be with you too. Any free time I have, I want to spend it with you. I'm glad to hear you say that. Thank you for being honest with me. No, thank you for not turning me down. Hehe. Wow, talk about an anxious day. When you asked me to meet you out here tonight, I wondered if that might be what it was about. It felt like my heart was going to explode all day. Heart explode? Guys get nervous about telling girls how they feel too, don't they? Yeah, we do. Until now, I had no idea falling in love was so hard on the nerves. Just thinking about you makes my mind turn to mush. It's hard to work like that, you know. Is it really that stressful? Is it like that for you too? It's just like he's just not quite with his emotions, where it's just like it feels like he doesn't really have any what's the word, like really crazy highs or crazy lows except when he gets like bloodthirsty. Yeah, thinking about you makes it impossible to concentrate. Tell me something, or maybe he's like, I don't feel like I'm human, because it's like, am I supposed to feel anxious and stuff? Because I don't. I mean, Pauline, what is it? How exactly is it hard on your nerves? What? How exactly? It's like, I'm in the clouds and I want to scream and I want to jump into a lake all at the same time. It doesn't help me much. Could you be a little more specific? He's like, please help me understand these human emotions. I do not get them. Really? Are you trying to embarrass me? It's like my whole body gets really hot. You mean you get aroused? Aroused? No, 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 no. To put it bluntly, yes. I see. You're a real jerk, you know. You shouldn't go around trying to humiliate ladies. Sorry, I didn't mean to. Oh, you. Well, that was insightful. So I'm not in love with her. Or romantically attracted to her. Okay. Or even physically attracted to her. All I want from her is her smile. Being around her doesn't arouse me. In fact, it does exactly the opposite. Oh, I'm sure she would be heartbroken if she heard that. My fire burns brightest when I'm not with her. It all makes sense now. I just want someone to keep me placated. I'm disturbed through and through. A murderer and a beast. Ah. See? That's why I didn't want to say anything. I knew
Oh,
you'd
that's
laugh at
so
me.
sad though. Like I feel bad for him. I feel bad for them. It's him. Oh, jeez. Rough. Rough. 新たなことを思うと頭のぐちぐちになった。もう大変だったんだから。そうなのか？あなたにもそうだった？そうだったよ。うんふん。なあ、マリア、いや、ポーリン、何？どんな風にドキドキにしたんだ？ドキドキしたんだ？え、え、どんな風って、なんか、あ、買ってなったり、植わってなったり、き合ってなったり、それでよくわからない。もう少し具体的に、ちょっとそれは恥ずかしいんよ。だからこう、身体が熱くなっちゃうよね。よな。興奮するよな。興奮するのよ。興奮するよな。興奮ってそんな、そうです。そういう感じです。そうか。ひどいよ。こんなことの言わせるなんて恥ずかしいんじゃない。いや、すまないな。ももう、そうか。俺は彼女に 愛心 is it 返事な愛心恋心 really 恋心を抱いているわけではもう愛しているわけでもなかった。俺は彼女に触れたいとかできたいとか思っていない。俺はそばに笑ってくれていればそれでいい。彼女のそばにいて興奮することもない。むしろ逆だ。俺が高揚するのは女のそばにいる時ではない。そうか。俺は落ち着き取り戻したいだけだか。これは根本から歪んでいったの。根本 OK。結局俺は人殺しよの獣か。母、もうそうやって終わるんだから。すまないね。本当に彼女は確かに俺の鎖となった。俺は彼女の愛してなどいないと自覚したが、それでも特別な存在であることに変わりない。それでも特別な存在であることに変わりない。彼女のそばにいると、俺は平穏でいられた。けれど俺の欲望が消え去ったわけではないのだ。俺は定期的に上に生まれた、はまれた、上にさまれた。
俺は定期的に上に睨まれた。
what the fuck? 家は誰構わず、蹴り捨てて、両足してやりたくてならなかった。その本望は表裏指導者にする向いた。もちろん彼女に対しては剣を抜くことなどしなかった。それでもそうなるかわからなかった。もし俺が彼女の殺めてしまったら、その時こそ俺は本当に獣になり上がるのだろうな。彼女のあれは、俺は深夜に見返するようになっていったが、俺は自分の本当に心を打ち明けなかった。俺は自分の本当の心の打ち明けなかった。打ち明けるつもりはもなかった。俺は彼女の前に彼女の恋人を演じ続けることができた。彼女の俺は愛を疑ってはいなかったし、彼女の愛されていれば、彼女に愛されていれば、普段以上に笑ってもらえる。それは俺に それは俺にとっても利益だった。利益、利益だった。彼女とより親しく接している中、親しく接している中に、同情にその人となりも分かってきた。彼女のとれ親しく接している中で、同時にその人となりも分かってきた。彼女にとても、彼女にとても博愛的で困っている人すべてに手を差し伸べる。I think I'm done. I don't know how long I've been reading for. It says, I think I slept for 35 minutes, but I also was like watching the video at 1.5x speed. It started at 10 minutes and I am at 27 minutes. So I didn't really read that much. I slept for 35 minutes, really. Such a shame, really. I think I got an hour in.